What's going on, my dude? Cybex here. So today we're going to be touching on a topic called, are fighting games really, really hard to play? My answer would typically be yes, but no at the same time. And what I mean by that is, yes, when you're first picking up a fighting game, you are going to struggle. You really, really are. Like for me, for example, I played so many Street Fighter games in general, but every time when there's like a new Street Fighter game I have to play, or even if I even go back to like the previous like Street Fighter games, I struggle because first I have to relearn how you play this. Like I'm talking about like past Street Fighter games. I have to relearn how you play the game. I have to learn the mechanics. I have to learn the movement and everything. And then the specials are way different than they are in the newer game. And then in the newer games, for example, like every time when there's a newer game, you're brand new to the game. You're starting out from scratch. There's still newcomers to the game, so you don't really have to worry about losing as much in fighting games. That's the answer when I said no. That's why it's not really hard learning fighting games in general. Because, for example, if you just jump into like a new fighting game, you're fine. You're fine. Just train. You're still gonna find newcomers to play with. But at the end of the day, if you wait for too long, you're just gonna get bamboozled, bombarded like with players that have been playing this game for like months or years or etc. That's why I say, like, if you're going back to like learning like an old fighting game, relearn the fighting game from scratch, because you're gonna be facing other, this is about talking about like retro games or even old games, etc., like from previous games. You're just gonna be running into like really good players that have been playing the game for years, and that's like the only particular game they only play. But yeah, but don't ever listen to like other people saying like, oh, I can't, like, don't pick this game because this game is very hard, or play this game because this game is really easy. Don't listen to them, man. Just pick the fighting game that you like, because at the end of the day, you still have to learn. You still have to go into training mode with the character and see what she does. Like for me, for example, every time when I jump into like a new game and I'm trying to learn a character, dude, like the character that I'm learning, like the fully do combos and the specials and everything like that, it takes me like a month and a half. It takes me a month and a half to get really good in the fighting game. It really does. And that's like the only struggle I struggle with. But I say, but you know what? At the end of the day, I'm having fun with this game. I'm actually learning the character that I like, and I'm actually getting very good with her. I really am. But is that gonna translate like to other like characters like that are in the roster for me? No, because if I pick up another character in the roster, it takes me another month and a half to actually learn what I'm doing to that game, like what I'm doing to the character, like what are their combos, what are their specials, and the list goes on and etc. But yeah, but maybe I might know how to do like maybe a few or 3 supers or maybe 1 or 2 combos, but that's about it. Like just to learn it like on the fast pace, like just like going fast pace in general. But yeah, any other fighting game you pick, you still have to learn the fighting game. You still have to get good at it. Because retro games, for example, I would recommend you to just like, you know, go in the training mode. Because like I said, like maybe like 2 or 3 minutes ago, is you're going to be finding a lot of really good players that have been playing the game for years and they've never stopped playing. Like for example, for me, I went back to Street Fighter 4 because I said, you know what, I really like the gameplay in Street Fighter 4. I really do. I jumped right back in, like I went into training mode with Cammy. I trained with her for a bit, but once I jump in the online mode, man, I kept running to the same players, like 2 or 3 players, and they were really good players, and that I had fun playing the game. Yes, but at the same time I wasn't winning though, because those players have been playing, they've never stopped playing the game. They've never stopped playing the game since years, because I think Street Fighter 4 released back in 2008 or 2009, somewhere around there. But yeah, those players never stopped playing, and you're still gonna run into like the same players. You really are if you go back to like playing old fighting games. Probably like not as much, like for example Street Fighter 6 is new, and if you jump back into Street Fighter 5, you might find like different players, because there's probably newer players there as well, like players that just want to check out like how was the previous game and etc. But yeah, man, but when you jump into a fighting game, you still have to learn it from scratch. You're still going to struggle, but you're going to get good at it. You're really going to get good at it. So what's my answer? Are fighting games really hard to play? And for me, the answer is no. Because no matter what fighting game you're jumping into, you still have to learn, you still have to train, but at the end of the day, you're going to get very very good at it. And that's all I really have to say about like getting good at, like, are fighting games really hard to play. But anyways, you guys, thank you so much for watching, and peace.